good afternoon and welcome to Colchester. And I'm just spent an hour and a half here and looking at some of the signs. It says Britain's most destructive earthquake, Colchester earthquake. The top of this church spire collapsed on the 22nd of April 1884. This is just one of the claims to fame of this amazing town. It is Britain's oldest town, recorded town, and of course famous for Roman occupation. Famous here, look, a church founded in 1642, just before the English Civil Wars, and rebuilt in 1986. So there's one interesting place. So this is something like Red Lion Yard. I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe this has got something to do with it. So the Lionwalk Mosaic, it says a copy of part of the 4th century Roman mosaic found in 1974. The pavement would have been square with a central panel and 4 semicircular ones around the sides of which this is one. The mosaic lay underneath Lion Walk, the medieval lane which extended southwards from the rear of Red Lion Yard. Lion Walk was originally known as Cat Lane, so the presence under the street of a Roman mosaic showing a walking lion is a coincidence. So, Colchester. I suppose a good indication that quite a historical place. Here we are, the estate agent here called Saxons. So, Colchester Castle, this looks very ancient. Sir Charles Lucas and Sir George Lill were executed by firing squad in 1648 at the end of the siege of Colchester, which of course was part of the English Civil Wars. The Norman castle I've discovered, as I said, built on the remains of a temple of Claudius, the Roman emperor. So that temple was built in maybe 60 AD, CE, depending on which you want to go with. Right, and this looks to be pretty much a busy main street here, central Colchester, quite picturesque. The Union Jack being hung, still celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. There's looks like the town hall with the clock, I'd imagine. So I'm walking towards my next destination, which are some Roman ruins on the outskirts of town. So looking forward to seeing those. This is quite an impressive town hall. Looks like it was built in the reign of Victoria. Hopefully this might have a blue plaque or an information board Looks quite an interesting sort of tower. An information board. Joy. So it says the Romans built a monumental arch here in AD 49 to mark the foundation of Roman Colchester. In AD 60, Boudicca and her followers burnt Colchester to the ground. Following this disaster, the Romans enclosed the town with a stone wall to protect it from further attack. The monumental arch was incorporated into the new West Gate, which gave access to the main road to London. Around 200 years later, the town defences were strengthened against the threat of Saxon raids. During the Middle Ages, the wall gradually ceased to be used for defence, and though it was repaired at various times. After the siege of Colchester in 1648, sections of the wall were pulled down and others were built over. A house now, the Hole in the Wall pub, was built on top of the remains of the Balcony Gate. We do not know the origin of the word balcony. The Roman Circus on the outskirts of town, and I'm hoping I'm close because this is Roman Circus Walk leading to Roman Circus Centre. So maybe Roman Circus itself is around here somewhere. You never know. This is the site of the Roman Circus, where chariot races, etc. would take place in Roman Britain all those years ago. There's a modern day example of a chariot going round. So it's the only circus identified for certain in Britain. The longest and largest Roman building known in the country, and 16,000 was the capacity. Length of the race about 2.5 miles. Number of starting gates 8. It was built in the 2nd century AD. So I am here, and the starting gate would have been there. Quite interesting. Let's see if I can get in and take a few pictures of in this little park area that seems to have some remnants. Fortunately, it's all locked up. But there you are, look, through the fence. You can see there's some remnants and probably some interesting information boards here about the remnants of the Roman circus. Incredibly dry in England this summer, and they're even talking about kind of bringing in water restrictions if we don't get a bit of a deluge soon. But you can see just how parched the ground is as I make my way to my last destination around Colchester today, according to this little mini guide I've been following. So the last thing I wanted to see, really, was St. Bolfus Gate, if I'm pronouncing that right, here. And this, I think, being built in the 1800s, this kind of Victorian church. So it looks like this is the priory, the remains of the priory here. Magnificent. Photowalk Gate. That's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. So it says the Priory of St. Julian and St. Botolph was founded in 1103 by a community of priests who had previously served an important church on this site. The dedication to St. Botolph, an East Anglian abbot who died in 680, indicates a Saxon origin for the community. Well, I hope you've joined me on this whistle-stop tour, my first ever visit to Colchester. Looks like a really interesting place, full of history. As I said, Britain's first ever town. Boudica was here, the Romans, Middle Ages, and then very important during the English Civil Wars. So as I leave this old abbey, the ruins of it, and the old Roman gate into the city, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.